What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Every Week We Follow in the USA.
In the USA. Villa right. In the US. Oh, mate, are you any further along in the surprise? Or is it?
No.
Oh, mate.
No. Another time. I know. It's a nightmare. Anyway, for those who don't know what we're talking about, we were trying to do this like music video thing, and I still would like to do it. And it's basically a parody on Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA, but Villa in the USA. And it was quite funny. Gary's done like some little.
Mate, I've done some top-notch content for that.
I know. Just haven't had time. But no, we will get it out. But obviously, this is your England preview. Obviously, we are following the Villa lads across the World Cup. We have talked about those in a few previous episodes. So if you haven't seen those, please do go check them out. If you are new here, please do hit subscribe, hit that like button. Let us know in the comments. What do you think? Do you think England are going to do it? Are they going to win this World Cup? Gary thinks so.
Come on, you England boys.
I'm on the fence until I see us perform. I'm on the fence until I see us on that pitch.
I'm going blind, mate. I'm just going all 3 lines deep.
He's going all 3 lines. All 3 lines is going in. But how are you doing, guys? How are you feeling about it? Are you getting into the World Cup fever? Are you feeling the World Cup fever? Spain.
I think I'm there, mate. I think I'm there. There's exactly, mate. What happened to Spain? But everyone's, we talked about in the last pod, didn't we, about these low teams that can't compete, mate. You've just got to take Cape Verde. The story of that, the goalkeeper, 40 years old, kept a clean sheet, in tears after the game. His Instagram following went from 50,000 to 1.5 million in the case.
That's insane.
This is that's like longevity, brand deals and all sorts.
Yeah, exactly. It's life changing.
It's going to change his life. Like that's what the dream is. This is what football is all about. Right. So yeah, a little bit of World Cup fever seeping in. Watching the Villa boys yesterday for Belgium, although I've got to admit, Anana looked shocking. Tillemans, my boy, though, turned up, mate. I thought it was class yesterday. And fair to Egypt, I thought Egypt played. It was a good game, mate. First half, Egypt, Belgium played well. Second half, and it was a 1-1. And then I didn't stay up to watch the games last night, but that New Zealand Iran game 2-2 was well entertaining, man. I watched the highlights this morning, extended. Yeah, buzzing 2-2, goals galore, mate. I just, look, I'm trying to get out of the headspace of fucking America's a country that's fucked beyond belief, right? But and just into the football bubble. And when I do that, look, I've really enjoyed some of the games. I think it's there, and I am fully ready for England's opener tomorrow. Bit of breaking news. 9 minutes.
You mean you're ready for a nice? You mean you're ready for a nice 1-0?
Well, mate, probably a 0-0. But it's not going to, you get away with it. Like the 3 teams go through for each group, so we could still. But it just like just see how we're going to perform. But breaking news just on Sky Sports that Tino Livramento has suffered a hamstring injury and has left the World Cup and has been replaced by Trevor Chalobah. So there you go. Not that will make
breaking news. You hear it all on Every Week We Follow. So that is breaking news right there. But
you could also just open your Sky Sports app and it's the first story there. But use us as well.
Just on that, I suppose that brings us quite quickly into our starting 11. So I mean, there's various things we've heard or I've heard. So I mean, Pickford in goal kind of picks itself, right? No one else is usurping him right now.
No, I mean, there's only potentially Trafford, but I think in terms of consistency, it has to be Pickford. I'm not a massive fan of Pickford, but I think he performs better for England than he does for Everton.
I was going to say for England, he hasn't really put a foot wrong, has he?
No. So, yeah, no brainer, really.
Then let's go along that back line. Right back, who are we going for?
Can we pick Matty Cash?
It's
not too late.
Yeah. Bailey right wing, yeah?
Bailey right wing, of course, mate. He's the dreams that can come true. Right back. I don't know. Reece James, probably.
Yeah, I'm guessing it'll be Reece James, right?
It has to be Reece. But again, he's only, he's not. I don't know. He's not been great in terms of form for Chelsea and whatnot. So, but yeah, I think he's a quality player. So yeah, I think you'd go with Reece James at right back.
Yeah, right centre back.
I'd go with Mark Guehi, but there's lots of rumours around John Stones, and he seems to be all over the media. He was interviewed by BBC yesterday, and
well, let's say the two. Obviously, we've got two centre backs. So do you think Konsa is in?
I think Konsa's in. I do, yeah. I think he is a favourite of Tuchel's, and I don't see him not starting. But I might be wrong, but I think that's a dead cert for me.
Yep. So alongside him, it's whether it's Guehi or Stones. By the looks of it, or obviously Konsa as well. And then left back.
What are our options at left back?
Well, there's Nico. So Nico O'Reilly. There's also, who did he play against? Who did he put there against New Zealand? I can't remember. Lineup.
I mean, I think for me personally,
Jed Spence, is he left back? I think.
Oh well, my initial thought was O'Reilly, mate. I think he's had a class season for Man City. I wasn't sure who else he'd pick beyond that, if I'm honest. But I'd go O'Reilly. I think O'Reilly starts at left back with his levels performance for Man City, and in the friendlies against both Costa Rica and New Zealand. I thought he did all right. So
yeah, okay. And then in the holding midfield roles,
mate, this is a dead cert, isn't it? It's going to be Anderson and Rice, 100%. There's no breaking away from that, and I think that's the right pairing for that. I think they're both had excellent seasons. We spoke about it on the last show briefly. I think Anderson, has only been probably outdone by Rice, really, winning the league. Other than that, they are the two best holding midfielders that the country have got. So hopefully they can form up a better understanding over the group games to get us, all the way to that final, because they are both individually brilliant. It's whether they play together well. And what I saw against Costa Rica in the friendly, it's good, man. Like Rice is an absolute power horse, workhorse. Anderson is very similar to Kamara for me. He's great at breaking up play. He's got great vision, can score, and as can Rice. So they both bring brilliant attributes to that position. So I think that's definitely you could argue say those are the two strongest holding midfielders in the tournament. I looked throughout the other teams, and I don't know anybody else who's got that kind of quality in those areas.
Yeah,
let us know in the comments if you know.
I assume I would assume that he would go with that unless because Rice has got experience now, right? So it's not like he needs to sit there and go, right, we need an experienced head in like Henderson or something.
Oh no, yeah.
So I'd expect that probably to be the case. Okay, cool. So let's go to out on that right hand side. Are you going for Madueke? Or are you going for who else is in that spot?
Saka?
Of course, yeah. Did he play Rodgers out there against New Zealand? I think he did as well. I'm not sure.
I don't know. He came in from the left. I'm sure he did.
It was him and Rashford on the wings.
Yeah. So it'd be you could play Marcus Rashford out on the right. I would imagine that he'll choose Saka. Although I don't know how. I don't think that's someone I got. Fabulous guy, fabulous player, Bukayo Saka, right? But he's not had a great season. Like if we're talking about, and my question would be, just like we've spoke about, that Thomas Tuchel has, generally gone for people in form. So I don't know if he will go with Saka. He could go with Rashford. Rashford's been good for Barcelona. He's put up some good numbers, and so.
Saka, because Saka came on against Costa Rica, 63.
And actually, against Costa Rica,
Madueke had a good game.
Yeah, but bar that horrible miss, he was lively. He was a handful. I still don't. I am personally not a massive fan of Madueke, and I would go with Rashford if I had to choose out of the three. My choice would be Rashford, but I think he'll go with Saka.
And who's in that 10?
This is the big controversial one, isn't it? No, it's Bellingham or Rodgers that they're going to go for. This is like a fortune favours the brave. I think lots of people are going to, and I think it's rumoured that Bellingham's going to start, but I would start with Rodgers. I would, but I've got a feeling that whoever starts in that, it's going to be a long tournament. I think both are going to get a decent run out in this position.
I think whoever starts there, it's basically for the other one to challenge for their place. So I think because I think he will change it As in, I think about 65, 70 minutes in, he will
I agree.
want to run out and be like, okay, show me.
And it makes sense, right, within the parameters of the weather and stuff. Like, so, it is, some of the temperatures are extreme, right? And, if you're talking about, he spoke about after the Costa Rica game about being a high pressing side, putting people under pressure. And teams have done that. America have done it brilliantly, right? Great when it's slightly cooler, but in 30-degree heat, mate, I don't care how fit you are, that's going to zap you. You can't do it for 90 minutes. And if that's the way we're going to play, whoever starts, I would say, whoever, you come on with, run yourself into the ground for 60 minutes, and then whoever comes on, Bellingham or Rodgers, go and win us the game. And if they have moments, then you argue, go, well, like you said, it's a competition. It's a healthy competition, and they seem to get on really well, man. Rodgers, watch their interview. I think it was with Lad Bible. They were, they're obviously got a lot of camaraderie. They understand the process of what's going on, and very complimentary about each other. So let's see if they can, hold that down together.
Can they play together? Because obviously Rodgers is potentially then also, he could be utilised as an option off the left as well. Because obviously we've got Gordon.
Mate, I said to you, if you're going on form, you could argue that they could both, as you start, you could play Bellingham central and play Rodgers in from out on the left, right? I would do that. That would be my personal preference, but I don't think he will. I think he likes Anthony Gordon. I think Gordon will start on that left-hand side. And Gordon's got a lot of pace. Again, end product questionable. I think yes. Is he worth 70 million? I kind of feel like Newcastle have pulled Barcelona's pants down and kind of got a great deal for him, right? But it's again, it comes down to personal preference. I like Anthony Gordon, but again, I do worry about end product. I think if you look to the two friendlies, if we're just solely on the two friendlies before this will going to kick off, New Zealand and Costa Rica, against New Zealand, he was not good, man. And we're talking about one of the lowest ranked teams in the world, mate, and he struggled to produce anything. And you go, it's an opportunity. And I know it's the end of the season and stuff, so you can't read too much into it. But he is rapid and he has got pace, and I guess he's more of an out-and-out winger than Rodgers is going to be. So I guess it depends on who we're playing and how they're setting up. But that could definitely work. You could, in my opinion, you could play both of them for sure.
Yeah, because he did all right. I think he did all right against Costa Rica, didn't he? I think he got an assist. Yeah. I mean, he scored the pen.
Yeah, he was better. The whole team were better against Costa Rica, and he assisted and he took a penalty, didn't he? So look, I'm not saying I think he'll start with Gordon. I'm just saying when you've got, I guess it's nice to have these. I think we've got an attacking options galore, man.
We've got Rashford on that left hand side as well. So it's nice problems to have. And then obviously up front, I mean, it's got to be Kane. Like, Kane is arguably one of, if not the best striker.
And this is my point, right? People are saying, so there's Sky Sports Callum Bishop has kind of gone with Bellingham, right? And this is my issue with this, because, and his reason being, and this is what I've seen throughout the news in the last couple of days, is Bellingham's ability to get up and down the pitch, right? Now, you don't need to do that if you've got Declan Rice and Anderson. This is such a negative. This is what I'm talking about as an England press or media, that we must. Why do we need three players to be able to fucking hold in front of our back four? We don't. I would say Rodgers plays there because when Kane will play as a fucking number, as an holding midfielder anyway. So you want. No, Bellingham's got the ability to adapt to that game. Even Rodgers said that, in the first season at Real Madrid, he was asked to play up front. He did. He scored 24 goals, or whatever it was. Absolutely mental, right? Bellingham's a quality player, but I think in that position, Rodgers is your one. If you've got Kane dropping deep and Rodgers and someone like Saka or Gordon running off, it enables that to happen, runs in behind. I don't know. It's tough. Bellingham's not played a lot of the season as well. How fit is he? How up to match speed is he? These are questions that need to be answered.
A question for you as well, though, I suppose, on that. I think the thing is that I think you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Like, it totally depends on how they play, right, and how it all works. So if you come out and Bellingham has an amazing game and scores 2 goals, I guess obviously whatever. But he could also not have a great game. So I suppose there comes these moments, don't they, in games where Tuchel has players to call upon to affect play. So I think about like Rashford, right? I actually think Rashford is a really good impact sub. He's a player you can bring on who's going to change the game because of how direct he is, how fast he is, and strong. Bellingham and Rodgers, who do you think would affect a game more coming on, saying that kind of 65th, 70th minute?
I say Bellingham, because I think Rodgers is so used to playing every minute of every game. I think if you ask him just to produce a moment of magic in a short period of time, I don't think you're going to get the best out of him. I think Rodgers is as we've, it can be frustrating when you watch him play for 90 minutes, but we know in a heartbeat he can spin a game on a sixpence. I think if he's only playing half an hour, I don't think you're going to get that. I think he does that when he's playing the whole game, not because he's up with he's up with the pace of it, and he has those moments. I think a bit, they've all got egos, right? If he loses his place and he doesn't start, then I just think he'll find it more difficult. Whereas Jude, for me, has probably got you could argue that he's got a slightly better attitude, right? And it actually will come on and just give an all for and run himself into the ground for 16. But you're not expecting Jude Bellingham necessarily to pull out a moment of magic. He has done in the past, but that's not what his role is. Like what they're saying here on Sky Sports is that he's there because he's a box-to-box midfielder, but he's not an out-and-out goal scorer. Really, I know he did that for Real Madrid, but that's not his role. And you can't. I don't think we should be relying on Jude Bellingham to have these magical moments. We need him there for his work rate, but how much do you need that when you've got Declan Rice? Because Declan Rice is the fucking beast, right? So I think what all you're doing is filling the gap in midfield. Now, this depends on who you're playing, right? Maybe against the better quality teams in the latter stage of the tournament, that's what you go for. But in these games against Croatia, they aren't going to sit and park the bus. They're going to come out and try and give us a go. And we don't need to play with three holding midfielders, which ultimately that will happen if Bellingham plays in that 10 role, right? I think he will drop deep, and then you've got Kane doing it, and then you reduce your options up front, right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, this is the hardest game of the three, right? Like Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. This is going to be the hardest game of the three. So I think we go out, and like I said to you before, I said I just want to see England go out and make a statement. I want to see them go out and do like what Germany did. I want to see them go out and or USA did, and absolutely batter, go out.
That's exactly what I want to see. I want to see exactly, for me, the best game of the tournament so far was that USA game against Paraguay. Honestly, the Americans impressed me. In fact, blew me away, impressed me because it was relentless. The press and the energy, to go and get the ball back, to hunt as a team. They just absolutely smothered Paraguay. And we have the ability to do that as a team. That those players there, but this comes down to desire. You can have a game plan, or your coach goes, right, go and press, and unless you all do it, it doesn't work, right? Everybody's got to kind of go and do it. So, will we see that? Probably not. It's not anything.
I love that. We've got it in us. We can do this. That's what I want to see. Will we see it?
Well,
nah.
Mate, it comes PTSD. It's been 60 years since we won a fucking trophy, right? But even if you go back to those 60 years, even in those games, like when England won the World Cup, we went and had a go at teams. It was, I think I said on the show before, I've watched that Dear England, and I think it's a little bit to kind of just praise Gareth Southgate because he got a lot of criticism. But ultimately, for me, as good as he did in bringing the squad together, he wasn't a winner. He wasn't a natural winner.
Me and Jess were talking about it yesterday, and we were talking about that. We're talking about that team, the golden era, right? And it was the Beckham, the Ferdinand, the Terry, the Ashley Cole, the Owen, the Rooney, the Gerrard, the Lampard. It's actually ridiculous. When you list out that team, you go, in their prime, that's the best. Every single one of those players,
world class, mate. You could.
In this team, right? It's absolutely ridiculous. And but they were, they had problems in the dressing room, and I wonder, that's probably why Southgate kind of focused on that, because he was kind of in some of that in the early days.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of he's done there. He's done brilliantly there. But we were talking about this team, and Jess was like, "Don't speak bad about Gareth. He's done brilliant and all this." And I was just like, "Look, that team he has had." He should have won something. That team, and the thing is when you say, oh, you got to 2 semi-finals and you got to a final, I was like, that wasn't the manager, that was the players. I said, but to get over the line, you need the manager. You need that, and that's why I was like, Tommy T. He's the kind of manager. He's a winner. He has got that in him. And he can get that. If these players can play to anywhere near their ability of what they did with Southgate and how they played, they can get over the line in this. And they can do
100%, mate. like I'm not. The thing about Gareth Southgate, which and people obviously will always kind of go, is it's like Marmite, right? People either loved it or hated him. But the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter how well like you do building a team. Now, don't get me wrong, you get paid a lot of money to do that. And actually, why hasn't that been done before? Like sports psychologists and all that kind of stuff that they've had access to. Like this is managing egos, and he's done that well. But that's for me, it's like a bare minimum. Like getting your squad to play for you. That's not being a good. That's just being a coach. That's what you should do. Being a good coach is kind of doing that and then getting them to win something, right? That's what winners win. And Gareth Southgate, as much as he's a nice guy and he did a brilliant job in getting the country and the team believing, right, which is fantastic. He personally is not a winner. He didn't win anything really in his playing career. You know, okay, he won the Carling Cup with us, or the Carabao Cup, or the Coca-Cola Cup, whatever the fuck it was. You know, but you know, for England, failed. You know, beyond that, as a coach, it's even worse. Do you know what I mean? Like relegation with Middlesbrough. Yes, he coached the under-21s and they did well. But again, you're playing with the best under-21s in the country. Like you should be winning stuff. Like these are players and that I don't know, not all of them have gone on. And I just think it's surely in a time when we haven't won anything for 60 years, in those moments, that for me, the game in 2018 against Croatia, unforgivable. Like again, we go 1-0 up. And it's like, I mean, history repeated itself like literally 3 years later in that European final. Like, you've gone 1-0 up. Now go for the jugular. Both teams were there. And what do? We sit back and in that 2018 semi-final, we fucking allowed the Ballon d'Or winner, Modric, all the top. I remember screaming at the TV, fuck me, double team him because he's too good to let, and we just let him fucking play through us. It was absolutely shocking decisions. And then against Italy in that final, mate, it's like international superstar Saka, right? Where you played remember those scenarios you used to play? Right, you're 1-0 up with, and there's
love that. How good was that?
The game.
How good was that? I love that.
Mate, amazing game, right? And you'd spend hours trying to beat these scenarios, and you're never going to start a final better than that. Winning 1-0 in the first few minutes, Italy all over the place, right? And we just didn't go for them. And the more it went on, they played their fucking shithousery tactics, which most great teams do, right? And yes, the referee, but ultimately we didn't get over the line, and we could have and should have. And that falls at Gareth Southgate's doorstep, I'm afraid.
Yeah,
and you know, hopefully, like you said, Tommy Tuchel, he's got trophies galore in his cabinet. He knows what it is to be a winner. Let's hope that that's the missing ingredient, because, like you said, if these players play to even half of their potential, they're probably good enough to get to the final. If they hit the full maximum, mate, they should win this World Cup comfortably. Having watched most of the teams so far, you know, there's only I'll watch France tonight and see what they've watched them in World. They lost to Ivory Coast in a friendly before we start. I know that means very little, but you know, the teams that are going to do well in this tournament are the teams that turn up and actually, like America, Morocco, they look fucking brilliant, mate. Play Brazil off the park. You know, because what worries me is that us as a nation, not just us, but most the seeded teams, they sometimes play with a little bit of swagger, right? And it's a little bit slow. They didn't really get into a rhythm. They expected to win. Everyone was saying before they're going to put 9 past these, but you've got to do it. You've got to play to a tempo that outmatches your opponent. You've got to want it more. The work rate has always got to be there. So let's see what happens.
Right, before our predictions, I just wanted to, and if you are new here, obviously, please do hit the subscribe, hit that like button. Let us know in the comments. Do you think England are going to win this game? Are they going to win it? What's your predicted lineup? Do you agree with our starting 11? Quickly, Gary, I wanted to say, have you seen the unofficial World Cup song for Scotland?
No.
Mate, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I've got
Super John McGinn.
Mate, it was on Sky. So they had it on Sky Sports, and it was the first place I saw it. And I'm going to show the Sky Sports footage of it because it's just, it's so funny.
Oh no, I haven't seen it, but I had heard about it because it went on for about 5 minutes, didn't it?
Yeah, mate, right. Yeah, so I'm going to show you the whole thing. We'll finish on it. We'll do this. Then we'll do our predictions and we'll finish. Because we have to talk about this because this is funny as fuck. Right, hang on, give me a sec. Right, you can see my screen. You got it?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to get the audio on.
Cup song. Take it away, please, JJ. Park kind of sucks, but I will go there anyway.
I'm going to put the caption on.
I think that we might lose, but I will go there anyway. Because I want to see Kenny McLean from 50 yards. I think he's going to score. I want to see Kieran Tierney from 30 yards. I think he's going to score. It's got me dominating with a magical kick. I think he's gonna score. Scott McTominay, Ballon d'Or.
It's the flags and stuff and how shit the setup is on Sky. I'm like, what is this?
The USA kind of sucks. We've got to go there anyway. Mexico is on fire. Ole.
Mexico is on fire. Oh no.
I will go.
It's bread and circuses, baby.
Bread and circuses.
It's fire and ice. But when we win the World Cup, yeah, it will be nice.
If one gets me, you want to remind me of this is when you said Ballon d'Or winner. Because it's what is this? Fucking hell.
Alan Pardew doesn't know where to put himself. He's like, what have I signed up for here?
He's like, what we're doing here? What we're doing?
No, he's going to score.
The thing that reminded me was Alan d'Or when he goes to Promenade.
How is he not mentioning Super John McGinn, mate?
I know.
Song shit. James McFadden.
Is this it?
Baby. I want to see Kenny McLean from 50 yards. I think he's going to score. I want to see Kieran Tierney from 30 yards.
What I can't work out
I think he's going to score.
is whether he's serious, man.
Scott McTominay.
Oh, he just go ball.
I think he's gonna score. Scott McTominay,
Ballon d'Or. Oh, anyway, mate, absolutely unreal. I had to show that. I was like, that for me has been the highlight of the whole World Cup.
Wow, mate, just wait until this ever-loving public sees our video. It's like it's going to fucking piss all over that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right, Gary, we've got a couple of minutes left. Predictions. Let's go England home, Croatia away. Right, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I'm going 2-1 win. I'm going for 2-1.
Going 1-0 win.
Yeah, nice little slant, like not that pretty, maybe. Do you think Croatia will park the bus a bit?
I don't think they'll park the bus, but I think they're a good side, mate. They'll be well organised. I think we'll be a little bit nervy. I don't see us kind of hitting I mean, like I say, I'd love to see us hit the ground running like the USA did, but I think it's about whoever starts in those positions, right? If it's Bellingham, it won't be that high press, high kind of intensity. If it's Rodgers and like Rashford or let's see. But yeah, let's just get. We're good enough to beat Croatia. We are, but it could be a banana skin as well. But I think we've got enough to get a win. So I'm just going a little sneaky 1-0, and then we'll come back for the Ghana game, mate, and we'll have another score prediction.
I'm looking forward to that Ghana game. I love the Ghanaian fans. Nice.
Yeah, mate.
They love it.
That's arguably a tough. That's a very tough game as well, mate. They will be up for it. They will be up for it. African sides love beating European teams, and they are better acclimatized. Let's be honest. The weather conditions probably suit them better. And one thing I've noticed about the African side so far in this is that our intensity has been good. Like yesterday in the first half, I thought Egypt were excellent. Like, you know, they really kind of just went at it, and that's what you got to do in these group games, because tournament football is like that. It's like when Ava plays tournament football, you get 20-minute games. I know it's longer than that, but you've just got to win your games. Like, you've got to get in there and try and score first and see what happens. And if you sit back and try and play a controlled way, it backfires, man. So just go out there and fucking try and win the tournament. Do you know what I mean? Go at every team and try and win it.
Exactly.
That's my insight.
Right. That's all we've got time for. So, Gary, give us your final, or maybe that is your final thought to sing us out.
That is my final thoughts, mate. Until the next one, as always, every week we follow the boys in the USA. USA, USA, USA.